Salutations, sheeple, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jack Skellington, and today we are reading r/AmITheDevil because I'm too lazy to make a proper video and I want to get something up on my channel. And also, I just really feel like talking smack about people, and r/AmITheDevil is the best place to do that. So today, before we get started, I just want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, maybe hit that notification bell while you're down there. And if it does apply to you, make sure you check on your credit report. You never know when identity theft may hit you. And it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm not saying I am the one who hit your credit report, but you know, again, better safe than sorry. First story of the day is AITA for staying up late to eat crackers. Something tells me that this isn't about the crackers. My girlfriend, female 28 of almost 3 years, told me that she's been losing respect for me, male 23, because of my irresponsibility. This was prompted with my action of staying up later than I should have on a work date because I was going to make crackers and cheese before bed, but I got caught on a limited time event and mobile game I play. I was only on my phone around 50 minutes. In the middle of me playing, my girlfriend asked me why I couldn't play tomorrow and telling me we need to go to bed soon. Can we please make our snacks now? I felt really rushed and hurt, and I didn't want to explain to her that this was the time limit of the event, so I just decided to finish the whole event in that 50 minutes. I finally got up to go and make the snack, as it was only 30 minutes past when I was supposed to sleep, and that's when she tells me, "This is why I feel like I'm losing respect for you. You're not very responsible." I was really upset, and this might be where I'm the asshole. I told her she's annoying and that she doesn't get to dictate how I spend my time before work. She replied that she also has to get up early too and doesn't like missing sleep because of her chronic health condition thing, and that I never care about making her feel comfortable before work. She works so early in the morning that I just go back to sleep. There's not really any time to do anything, so I don't understand, and complaining that I don't do chores or cook, even though I would if she just told me what she needed done. To end it, I said whatever. You're not gonna listen to me anyways. I'm done talking to you. Good night. Then we just wordlessly went to sleep. It's been a day and a half and she hasn't spoken to me much, but she says she's waiting for an apology and to talk about it. I don't think I went over the line, and I don't think there's really that much to talk about. I'm still so hurt that she would say she doesn't respect me. Reddit, am I the asshole? Oh my God. I want to punch this guy. You see, this is the type of am I the devil story that really gets my blood pumping. But before we get into my thoughts about it, we have an edit. I do some chores without communicating with her, but she's very particular about how she likes the house to be, and I'm just not as picky. What you've been saying about doing it without asking makes sense. I just fear I'll do it wrong. Thank you all for commenting. Okay, first of all, depending on how dedicated you are to this mobile game, you knew when the fuck the deadline for the game was. Why are you waiting until it's 20 minutes before you're supposed to go to bed? Ideally, the amount of time that you were supposed to make the cheese and crackers you promised to your girlfriend to spend 50 minutes on the game. Was there really no time to play it tomorrow? Was there really no time to play it earlier on in the day? I play mobile games. Typically, all the time limited events, you have at least a week. Some of them 2, sometimes a whole month. You didn't have to wait until it was time to make the cheese and crackers, because I'm assuming making the cheese and crackers would have taken about 5 minutes. Eating them, depending on how many you make, would have taken maybe another 5 to 10 minutes. And then of course you have to clean it up because you can't go to bed with a dirty kitchen. That takes up all your 20 minutes. Why did you choose right then and there? You're dumb for that. Next thing you're dumb for. Girlfriend says, "Hey, can you please make our snacks? We have to go to bed soon," which you knew because you guys obviously have a set time that you go to bed, and yet you still kept deciding to play. I have a sneaking suspicion, by the way, that it wasn't even just 50 minutes, but I have no proof of that. That's just my suspicions. So we're gonna move on. Additionally, what do you feel hurt for? The part where you're like, I felt really rushed and hurt. Okay, I understand feeling rushed. Your fault for being in the situation to be rushed in the first place, but what the are you hurt about? The way your brain works doesn't make any motherfucking sense to me. I could potentially see the argument of, why didn't the girlfriend make the cheese and crackers? But I don't think that's the main point of this story, because then you go on to explain how, yes, you do chores, but also you don't really do chores because your girlfriend likes them a certain way. So, and you're terrified of just doing it wrong. So you just, what exactly did you say? The part about, yes, I can do it without her asking, I'll just fear I'll do it wrong. It just makes it seem like you don't really do chores. You leave it for her to do it. I'm assuming all she really wanted you to do that night was make cheese and crackers. And then last point I'm gonna tackle, because this is the part that really pissed me off. I have some sort of mysterious illness that gets worse when I don't sleep very well or when I don't sleep for long enough. I can understand some of the pain and discomfort that your girlfriend may feel, and you refer to it as a chronic health condition thing. Very blasé, very I don't really give a fuck about it. This post just screams, I don't give a fuck about my girlfriend. I don't give a fuck about my girlfriend's time, my girlfriend's energy, my girlfriend's chronic illness, but I'm hurt because she doesn't respect the fact that I don't respect her. You're the asshole. Divorce. I hope the girlfriend takes everything in the divorce, and I hope you're single for the rest of your life. What do you guys think about this one? Personally, great passionate start to this. I got to do a little silly voice and everything. I'm so hyped for the rest of these. Next story is, am I the asshole for resenting my girlfriend for bringing her guy friend to a girl best friend's wedding instead of me? There are a few circumstances where I think that you might not be the asshole, but you're on r/AmITheDevil. So yes, you are the asshole. Moving on. My girlfriend and I have been in a relationship for 1 month and talking for 3. Oh, you're definitely the asshole. Calm your tits. I live in a rural southern area, and she lives in a major city 7 hours north. But I make enough money that I can fly up there comfortably to see her the whole weekend, plus days off every 2 or so weeks, depending on our schedule. So even though we're long distance, we see each other about as often as a normal couple. She has a close guy friend. Let's call him AB. I'm just gonna call him Alfred. I feel like he gives me unnecessary competition. Anytime I've been paranoid about Alfred or other men, she reassured me by offering to let me go through her phone without asking for mine in return. She says she has no eyes for other men, and that if she wanted to be with men who have been in her life before me, she would have done it already. Alfred was a Bumble date that resulted in a mutual agreement to just be friends. She said that he's not her type the first time she brought him up, though he is, and she says she's never slept with him. She hung out with him drunk one time when we were talking. Posting him to her story with hearts without his knowledge before me. Despite constantly flaking on her and only wanting to see her while she's drunk, she pushes for a double date with him to this day, mentioning him in conversation when she feels it's relevant. One day at the mall, she told me she's going to her girl best friend's wedding soon, and she needs to buy clothes for it. She hasn't told me about this or given me any details, so I asked myself. I asked if she was going alone as a bridesmaid, and she said no. I asked who she's bringing, and she said Alfred. I asked if I could come, but she says she wants me to meet her girl best friend outside of her wedding, because that's an awkward place to meet. She says she's already known Alfred for a year or two, whereas she's known me for a much shorter period of time, and her best friend has known and hung out with him about the same amount of time she has. She also says she planned it months before we started talking. She didn't mention anything about our distance. I told her that going with Alfred deeply bothers me, and she gave me the silent treatment. I asked her not to send any pictures of her with him at the wedding. She complied. On the day of the wedding in her area, the temperature was 72 to 75 degrees. Her bridesmaid's dress was very thin. She sent me a picture of her wearing his suit jacket, so I asked with a neutral face and no negative tone if she was wearing Alfred's suit jacket. She sent me a picture with the scrutinous look saying yes, she got cold. I assume she did since they probably had the AC on blast. She told me she skipped the dance with him, spent the last 2 hours drinking water to get sober, and sent me a picture of her face in her room at her parents' house where she stays, where no men are allowed at the end of the night. However, I still resent her deeply for this, though I don't show it. Despite the explanation she gave me and her behavior at the wedding, am I the asshole? Yes, you're the asshole. Brother, you've been dating for a month. You've known her for 5 total, and she has gone out of her way multiple times, constantly and consistently, to prove to you that she's not cheating. I get being insecure about you're friends with somebody who's your type, who you went on a Bumble date with the intention of dating, but then you just turn out to be friends. But then also the whole heart ice thing, I understand being insecure about that. I too would feel a little iffy about that. But apart from that, your girlfriend has given reasonable explanations for everything. Meeting somebody at a wedding, especially somebody's best friend, you guys have only been together for a month, that is not the proper place to meet somebody. Majority of the time, I'm pretty sure it's a common thing for weddings. I haven't been to any weddings yet, but I'm pretty sure it's a common thing for weddings to where people don't want one-time partners to be at the wedding, especially if you are a bridesmaid or like your bridesmaid is bringing somebody they've only known for like a month. The plans were already established months before she met you. I don't know. I am kind of sick of this story because I read this a lot slower than I intended to. So why don't you guys tell me what you guys think in the comments below, you guys? Come on, you guys. What do you guys think? You guys? Okay, let me stop. God. All the stories seem to be from asshole guys today. Like, I don't mind doing this voice because it's kind of funny. And I think it would be funnier if you guys could see the face I was making while doing this voice. But I'm getting a little sick and tired of doing it, to be honest. Next story is, am I the asshole for mentioning my daughter's and wife's period on my YouTube channel? Yes, 110%. I'm a tech YouTuber and I have a channel that is primarily focused on tech, building PCs and water cooling. I recently made a video to answer questions about upgrading now versus waiting for next generation products. And in the introduction, I gave an analogy that mentioned how sometimes people's upgrade cycles tend to sync up, like near the start of the pandemic when many people wanted new parts followed by lower demand prices because people had already upgraded and have good enough parts. The analogy I gave was about how women tend to live together and their periods sync up. And I mentioned that I should know because I have 2 daughters and a wife. Sorry to interrupt this, but I'm genuinely surprised that with your dumbass thought process to not only say this, I'm going to assume, script this, say this, edit this, rewatch the video before you upload it to check for mistakes, and upload this. That dumbass thought process did not stop you from saying that dumbass shit that you somehow got laid. But we're gonna move on. I did not consult with my wife before saying this, and she recently watched it, and now both her and my daughters are upset at me for mentioning their cycles, although I don't understand how that is wrong, as it is a natural thing. Am I the asshole here? Yes, you're the asshole. There are so many other fucking analogies you could have used, but instead you decided, my wife and daughters bleed at the same time every month, and then they don't at other times in the month. That is a horrible fucking analogy for that. That's an awful analogy for that. You gave an example of a cycle. Sure, but you didn't give an equivalent example to the buying cycle of computer parts. As somebody who has a uterus that bleeds, I don't understand your logic. Do you have logic? I highly fucking doubt it. I genuinely doubt it. I think you need to update your logic module because, oh my god. Actually, I should probably just stop talking on this one because I'm getting really angry and I'm like this close to going to r/creative insults, and it's really not that serious. So I'm gonna leave this one to you guys. What do you guys think? Also, periods don't sync up, asshole. I will admit, that is something that I have learned myself today. Yeah, we're gonna move on from that one. Am I the asshole for making my daughter babysit her brother, even though she had an assignment due? It was just me, 42 male, with my daughter 16F and my son 18 male. Since her mother was abroad at the time and I had to travel to a different city, I asked her to take care of her brother until I returned. My trip would just be a day trip, so I would be back by 8 p.m. at the latest. I asked her on Monday that she watch him on Thursday, so that she knew in advance and could plan. I said I would be back around 2 to drop off her brother, eat lunch, and then go, so she might see me. On the Thursday, she told me that she couldn't watch her brother because she had an assignment due, and she was already severely behind. I asked when she got the assignment, and she said the previous Friday. So I said, well, that's poor time management, and there's nothing I can do now. So I left to travel to the other city. When I got back around 7:45 p.m., she asked me to write to the teacher requesting an extension. I told her no. That's her own poor time management that led here. Now her mom is saying I should at least try and help her since she helped me, but I think it's her own actions that led her here. Edit. Perhaps I need to clarify some things. She asked as I was leaving the house, so for me to find someone and take my son there would take way too long. 2, I'm not going to email her teacher because she's blaming me for her not finishing her assignment when she's the one who mismanaged her time. 3, she's not constantly caring for him. This is maybe the 3rd time this year. Okay, you're the asshole. Teenagers are notoriously bad at time management. with her being assigned the assignment on Friday and her having Saturday, Sunday, and it now being Thursday, I understand why you feel like she could have gotten it done by then. However, I can also completely understand why the teenager, a person who is actively learning how to be an adult and actively learning how to time manage, would have difficulty getting the assignment done on time. Additionally, I don't know how active your 8-year-old is. I don't know how much it requires to watch an 8-year-old. I haven't watched an 8-year-old since I was like 13. Like, I don't know. She took time out of her day, even if she didn't have the assignment, assuming she just had something else randomly to do, and she needed you to contact her teachers and say, hey, I need a little bit more time because I had to deal with the family situation. That email, it's one sentence, and it doesn't take you that long to write up. Why is that too much to ask for from you? But 5 to 6 hours of her time is perfectly okay for you to ask of her. Like, I don't know. I'm tired and I'm not wording my opinions on this properly. I probably definitely shouldn't be recording a video right now. But, yeah. I'm sure that you guys understand what I'm trying to say, hopefully. I don't know. My thoughts aren't thoughting. My formulas ain't formulating. Let me know what you guys think about this one. This is where I'm gonna end the video because I just don't really feel like talking shit about people anymore. I hope that you guys enjoyed talking shit about people with me. But before you go, here's a little thing to hopefully bring a little smile to your face after all that negativity. From r/spreadsmile, we have a post talking about, I'll just read it. After actor Jack Benny's death, his widow Mary began receiving a red rose daily. When she inquired, the florist revealed that Benny had arranged for her to receive a rose every day for the rest of her life. And I think that that is really sweet and wholesome and adorable and cute. What a very nice way to say, even in the afterlife, I still love you. I don't know. I thought that was cute, a little bit heartwarming, and I hope you guys felt the same. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for a bit. I hope to see you guys in my next video, which I hope will be something I care a little bit more about than just talking shit about people. But in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.